Hey guys, and welcome to part two of getting your first bike here. So, we've already talked about planning ahead. Now, part two is going to be focusing on research. Now, it's kind of goes hand in hand with planning, but you know what? You research your bike, make sure you know everything about it. So when I first started off, on this whole part of the 4 month planning thing, I planned ahead, so okay, I can afford this much, and that gives you a price range to look at bikes. My price range wasn't that high. Like I said, again, I'm in university, I can't really afford it, so you know couldn't go ahead and do like I don't know $9,000. And there's a guy with a fucking fart pipe on his car because he's an idiot. Anyways, so here we are. So yeah, research. I mean, like I looked at bikes. I knew my price range was roughly. I actually looked at about 5,000, and I know I spent a bit more, but I'm happy I did. And that comes in part of research. I could have found that out. I could have known a little better what my full price would have been. So. Yeah, so anyways, I looked at, the first thing I did is I looked at bikes. I set my price range after planning everything, and I said, you know what, okay, I've got about $5,000, what can I get? And, I looked at, the CBR 125 from Honda, the GT 250 from Hyosung, and the Ninja 250 from Kawasaki, obviously. And, I weighed the pros and cons. I mean, the Hyosung GT 250 is a nice bike. It's bigger, so those people that, are a little bit bigger, they're not the younger riders, or they are younger and they're just taller. They may find the 250 a little smaller, so the GT 250 from Hyosung would have been a perfect fit. Now I'm only like 5'6", and so that would have been kind of a waste for me. So, anyways, that's kind of part of the planning. That's part of your research, and you got to know these things. And that just goes to show. I mean, I had options lying down, and the 125 I decided not to go with because 125 is nice when you're starting off, and I've got experience on like downhill mountain bikes for a couple of years now, and I've never had a problem with them. So I figured, doing 80, maybe 100 tops on a 125 when I'm used to doing about 80 or 100 down a hill would kind of be agonizing. So anyways, I went the 250 because of that. And yeah. So the other thing though, I mean, a lot of people just figure, you gotta look at your bike, but it's not just your bike. It's your bike and the insurance that goes along with it. My insurance, I looked at my insurance. I decided on my bike based on insurance. Actually, it's kind of funny. To insure a Hyosung was a little bit cheaper because it's a Hyosung. They're not known for their quality. They have a couple of manufacturing issues, and that's fine. I mean, if you're good with tools and you're a solid mechanic, then by all means they're great bikes for that. They look nice too. But I based a lot of things off. I looked at buying used too. I even looked at a used R6 for a while, and they're not bad. But the insurance on it for a guy my age, I'm only 23, was close to about the price of the bike, and that's something you got to look at. So do your research, find out what your insurance rates will be, and that'll kind of set you into a nice price range. Okay, I can afford this bike, plus I can afford the insurance for it. One guy I know actually bought an R6 brand new in 2008, and he had it sitting in his garage. Oh no, sorry, not his garage. His living room for 2 years because he couldn't afford the insurance on it. So it just goes to show. I mean, like if you plan ahead, then you're golden. You don't want to wait around, and I pity the people that don't plan ahead. So that's really important, and I can't stress it enough. Is to do your research. Make sure you know what you're getting into. Get some options. I mean, like I had options. I had 3 options that I looked at, and I narrowed them down. I went and sat on every one of them, and yeah, and you know what? Research pays off. It'll save you money too. I called a guy in Toronto because I'm about 4 hours north of Toronto, and the guy, he asked me where I was from, and I told him, I'm from this place. So, it's about a 4-hour drive, and the guy says, well, if you're driving 4 hours, I'll make it worth your while, kind of thing. I'll knock off a bit off the bike, and I'll give you a free jacket. So, if you call around, some people make you an offer. If you got to travel for it, they'll work with you, and even if you go into the shop and you sit on a bike and tell the guy, if he makes you an offer, maybe you'll pick it up, kind of thing. And usually a lot of them want to clear out the stock really fast, and that's what happened with my tips with my Ninja. The guy wanted to clear out stock pretty fast, and because there's a whole story behind it. But basically, I told him, if he wants the bike sold, make me an offer. It'll be gone that same day, and that's pretty much what happens. So just plan ahead. Make sure you know where you're going. Insurance is a big thing, and so are your dealers. Like I said, the guy in Toronto was a great guy to deal with, really friendly, great reputation too, but I wasn't going to drive 4 hours to get my bike service, especially, it's 400 kilometers from here, and the break-in period for a bike is about 1,000 kilometers. So, by the time I got it home, or if I even got it home, yeah, I'd pretty much have to service it right away, which would kind of be a waste. So anyways, hope that helps you guys. So, rule number 2, really, do your research, make sure you know what you're getting into.